Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. So it's that time of week again. It's our usual Friday night live. So we're gonna have a catch up with everything that's going on. Let's hope you're all well. So it's the start of a new year. So we're starting off with a brand new year and a brand new fresh start. What was that? Cheeky monkey. So it's a fresh start, and we'll be off to a new gardening year. And for if you saw my last video, what I did was I did a review of some of the things that went really well and some of the things that didn't go well at all. So it's a chance with the new year, it's a chance to capitalize on those things that went well. And it's a chance on fixing those things that didn't go well and trying to figure out why they didn't go well and fix those. Sean, how are you doing, mate? Thank you very much for coming in. Graham Bolton, hope you're keeping well. We're all right. I don't know. This little one might be taking a little. Sean the sheep. This little one might be taking a little bit of a turn. He's just been sick, haven't you?
Sean the sheep.
Too much. I don't know if it's too much jumping, too much sugar, or he's not feeling well. But he seems to be perking up quite all right. You're not feeling well, okay. But you seem quite lively at the minute, so that's all right. But yeah, so what I was saying was, it's a chance to capitalize on our successes and a chance to build on the things that didn't go so well and try and improve those and think about something else that we're going to put in place if something doesn't consistently work for us. Sean saying, yeah, I've always been called Sean the sheep. So there you go. Someone's joking with you as well. There you go. You're getting jokes back.
I don't do jokes.
You don't do jokes, okay. How's my year been so far? The first week of it, absolutely fine, really good. I'm just busy with work at the moment. We finally got our first set of seeds planted. What are you doing? We finally got our first set of seeds. No, I'm not taking my jacket off.
Why?
My first set
You
of
have a
seeds.
white shirt under it.
My first set of seeds planted this week. So way behind where I wanted to be, but finally started to get those seeds sown. I normally sow my chilies sort of mid-December, so I've got little plants by now normally, but we finally got them sown, and we'll start getting them. We're getting more sown this week. As soon as these start popping their heads through the heat through the soil, get the next set onto the propagator. Or I might get the other propagator out as well and get that firing.
Baba, let me tell you what a digraph is.
What's a digraph?
A digraph is two letters that make one sound.
Two letters that make one sound, guys. So like sh. Is that a digraph?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
That's one.
Di, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. I hope you're keeping well. Good news. I have my polytunnel up today, so it's fantastic news. That's awesome. How big a polytunnel have you got? Bless our little Zaki get well soon. I'm sure. Look at him. He seems fine. I think he's just playing games with us. I'm also looking for a greenhouse on Marketplace. Yeah, if you have lights like you do, it's good for sowing chilies and eggplants really early. See, I think it makes a massive difference because normally before we got grow lights and before we got grow lights, we used to sow quite late on to stop the plants from getting leggy, and then we'd never get a good harvest. The harvest had always come in way too late, and that's one of the things that I stopped doing even before I got grow lights with things like tomatoes. Is I'd sow them early, and then I don't mind them getting leggy because I'm not growing the main plant for the actual tomato. I'm growing them for the suckers. So I'd take the suckers as my harvest, and with that I've got loads of tomato plants already that farther ahead on, and I'd use them as my great main plants. Adam, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. My Boxing Day sown onions are popping their heads up. New growth for a new year. Fantastic. I haven't sown my onions yet. We've sown some about a month or so ago, but my main set of onions. I can't find all my onion seeds, so I've just done a seed order, and hopefully that'll come through in the next few days. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that arriving. It said the 7th maybe is due for delivery, so if it comes tomorrow, then that'll be brilliant. I have a semi-large garden, so on top of the patio, all I have is a pergola and a shed. So
you don't say patio, patio.
It's a patio, man. What are you talking about? So I put a polytunnel up there, and it's 3 meters by 2 meters, just in. Oh, perfect. That's a lovely size. That enough size for you to move about in, and yeah, I like that. I like that. I do really like that.
Do you know,
I play.
Baba.
Hamza might come in. He might come in. He normally comes in later. So I'd like a polytunnel maybe at the bottom of the garden.
Called Cheryl.
And so we can.
Somebody called Cheryl.
Yeah, so we can get some more of our tropical plants in. But I think, do you know the way the weather's going at the moment? I think it's just going to get hotter and hotter each year. Cheryl, how are you? And thank you very much for coming in. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. So you were asking about Hamza just a second ago, and he's here now. So say assalamu alaikum to him. Be nice. Be nice. Yeah, be nice, and he'll be nice as well. Go on. Alan, how are you doing? I got you 2 letters, and do you know what? You put in a stamped address envelope. You covered all of that already. There was absolutely no reason for you to put any money in there.
And Baba lost his big envelope.
I didn't lost the big envelope. I've got the big envelope there.
No, you lost the big.
No, it's
big,
there.
big
It's
one.
there. I can see it.
A big,
I haven't. I haven't. I haven't lost it.
One.
We were waiting. We weren't. We were talking about you in a
you
good
have
way.
the
We were talking about you for you to come here. We're hoping you're going to come in, seeing where you are, just like we do with everyone else. So I won't be sowing anything for about 2 months. I've put compost and manure on my beds though, and I did a planner for this season. I saw your planner on our Facebook group. That's a nice little sketch. I really like that. Talking of seeds, I sorted out all of mine this week. I've received my order from Premier Seeds, courtesy of a Christmas gift cards and Amazon voucher. Got me a photo sorting kit. Oh, fun! Oh, beautiful.
Ham doesn't know how to spell.
We used to put all. I had the shell of a gourd, so a shell of a bottle gourd, so a round bottle gourd. And I used to use that as my store for all my seeds, and that lasted me a couple of years. And then last year it cracked. I think we dropped it and it cracked.
Somebody called Philip.
But yeah, at the moment they're just in carry bags and pots and stuff. My mum seems to know where everything is, but when I'm looking, I can never find anything. Let's see. Yes, buddy. See, I had a polytunnel when I first started growing about 20 years ago, and I went to the allotment one day and it disappeared. Oh man. So I had everyone. Alan, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. We've got 2 Alans in the house now. Happy New Year to you.
Somebody called Elias.
Thanks very much for joining us tonight. Elias Muhammad, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Just saying hello. Have an amazing year ahead, inshallah, and you too as well. Maybe full of barakah. So our roosters have started crowing. We put a band necklace sort of thing, so it eventually stops. But our neighbours complained on us 8 years ago. No doubt they'll do it again. Any tips? See, there's a few things with crowing roosters, right?
I am observing.
Okay, so there's a few things with crowing roosters. Is even with the neck band on the neck, they're still going to crow. It won't be as loud, and they might not do it as frequent, but they're still going to make some kind of screeching noise. So, yes, buddy. Okay.
Why are pirates called pirates?
Why are pirates called pirates? Called pirates? Go and tell me.
Because they are.
Because they are. Okay, so
I just got that from a book in school.
you got that from a book in. Okay, so
There's somebody called Karen.
so to stop your rooster from crowing as much as you can or as late as possible, is make sure they're locked up in the coop at night. And if you can make something called a cock
Sean,
box,
how did you know
right?
that
It's
joke?
it's a small box, right? It's a small box that the rooster can't lift. You know, the rooster has to crouch down in. So you put the rooster in there at night, and then
But somebody said
what he
lion.
can't do is he can't cock his head back to crow. So it's just a box, a wooden box inside the coop that's small enough to stop him from crowing. Now, I I struggled with a rooster collar a few years ago, even with my roosters. My neighbours complained to the point that the council were going to issue me with an ASBO.
Papa,
Yeah,
Sean knew that joke.
Everyone knew that joke, but my neighbours complained to the point they were going to give me an ASBO, and we ended up getting rid of the roosters then, and I never kept a rooster until recently. But what I've been doing now is instead of just relying on my control methods for the rooster, I share eggs with my neighbours. So all my neighbours get eggs. They get vegetables. They get me going around and helping with the garden, and I'm a lot more active in the community. So because I'm doing that, Alhamdulillah, for the last year, I've had a rooster maybe well over a year, I think. The last one was a year old, and this one's probably about 8 months old. So yeah, so 18 months I've had a rooster, and I've not had any problems because I'm just being a bit more friendly with my neighbours. So because I'm taking care of them, hopefully they won't complain. That's what I'm relying on now. So there's a few tips that you can try. So you knew that joke. Pirates call pirates because they are? Where's that joke come from? How was that even a joke? Eh?
No, because they are like, you know how pirates say "arr."
Yeah,
you know
that's
how pirates say "arr." You know
Yeah.
how they do that, like
Yeah.
because they "arr." That's what it means. You know how pirates say "arr."
I don't get it. I don't get it.
You don't get anything.
Yeah, we live in a countryside. Cockles everywhere around here. I think it's part. See, out in the countryside, yeah, people are normally fine with it. They know what it's about.
Good boy.
Good boy. And I still don't get it.
Papa, somebody said they don't get it, but he's still laughing.
So while you did a bit of bribery so you can get further.
No.
So please educate me why you need a rooster. Can't you just have? I think that's supposed to be laying hens, but there's a just for eggs. Laying hens are absolutely fine.
I want to tell Papa what happened to your nose.
Go on, what happened to my nose? Go and tell them.
Baya scratched some of the skin off Baba's nose.
Baya scratched the skin off some of Baba's nose. Yeah. So sit up there. Please keep your feet off because that hurts. So yeah, what was I saying? Why do we keep roosters? So laying hens will just give you eggs absolutely fine, but with roosters you're going to get fertile eggs. And we've hatched our own. The chicks that we've got, or the laying hens that we've got in our garden now, we've got 3 good laying hens and 1 old laying hen. One old laying hen, and the old hen, she stopped laying. She's not going to lay again. But the 3 young ones, they're hatched at home, and now the thing about that is the kids got to see hatching them. They saw the whole process of taking the eggs and watching the hens sit on them and hatch them out and all of that. So that's the big thing for us. The other thing for us, well, for me more than anything else, is I just love a rooster. They're just such handsome animals. You know the way the way they walk about, the way they strut, the way they look. They just look cool. They're just a really cool animal. So yeah. And another thing is that a rooster helps to keep the flock in check. So if you've generally got a flock where you've got a weak chicken, all the other hens can pick on that chicken to the point they can even kill a weak chicken. But one of the things about having a rooster in a flock is he can moderate some of that aggression from the other hens towards the weaker hens. And just with him being there, they chill out a little bit more. And he can break up any fights. He's good at doing that sort of thing. So that there are a few reasons that having a rooster is a good thing. Yeah, I don't get it, but I'm laughing. I still. So Michael gets it. I don't get it. Pirates go R. So they go R.
Somebody said Shawnee lime.
So pirates because they are. I still don't get it. Yeah, but it's pirate talk. So what's pirate got to do with pirate?
They talk like that.
Well, I need fertile eggs. I ain't paying £20 for another decent hen. The hens are so overpriced. I mean, the thing is, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. I still don't get it. Any tips for making soil less acidic for Swedes? Wood ash is fantastic. Wood ash, if you know anyone with a wood burner who burns clean wood, wood ash is absolutely amazing for it. Another thing, lime is good, but soil will naturally revert back to whatever its normal pH is, or close to that. So if you're going to permanently change it, you're going to have to permanently change that whole area. But as long as soil's fertile, as long as your pH is within about 6 to 8.
Can I do my funny face?
Anywhere between 6 to 8. Yeah, 1 second. That's fine. You do your funny face. But anywhere between 6 to 8, most veg will grow. Most veg like slightly acidic conditions, especially tomatoes, aubergines, Solanaceae family, courgettes, cabbages, not cabbages, courgettes, squash. Whereas your brassicas prefer slightly acidic, so your cabbages, your Swedes, your mustards, and all that sort of thing, they like slightly more alkali soil. So what I normally do when I plant them is I'm planting them at the end of my crop rotation, and I'm planting them, and I'm using wood ash to prep the beds before I plant them. But my soil's quite neutral. Yeah. So I need to. Where's my glasses gone? Oh my god! When I hatched eggs, my little siblings fought over trying to look at them. Turned out they were into it. Yeah. See, I get that. The thing is, that's one of the things about hatching eggs. When we hatched our eggs, there was a few that that they were hatching, and I was like, should I intervene, because they were pipping and they couldn't quite break the shell, and I was like, should I intervene, should I not, should I do something, what should I do? And I waited for that, and then I let a few die, and then I got to one point where the one was hatching, and I was like, right, okay, I'm not waiting and letting it die, I'm just gonna get in. And I broke the shell enough for the chick to get its beak out, and that chick, it got out, and we've got a nice grey hen thanks to that. We'll have to let you. I'm still trying to work it out. I don't get it. Do you have to get permission from your local authority to keep hens in your back garden? It depends on where you live. If it's
somebody said to die, Gran said to die. No, you don't. As long as you don't have
over 50 hens. 50 hens is getting permission for registering your flock with the livestock agency. I can't remember not environmental health, but what they're called. But that's 50 hens. But most houses. Yeah, just let me answer this question. I'll listen to you in a second. So most places you can keep hens. If you're in a council house, then you might have issues around keeping livestock or keeping certain pets. If it's your own house, then generally you're not going to have a problem keeping hens. The only thing that you might have a problem with, let me finish answering this question. The only thing that you might have a problem with is keeping a rooster, and that's normally in the deeds of your house. So if it's in the title deeds that you can't have a rooster, then you can never keep a rooster there. Noor wa Ali wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Hope you're keeping well. Thank you very much for coming in. So what did the pirate say when he turned 80? I'm 80. I get that. I get that one. Rizwan wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Hope you're keeping well, mashallah. Hope everything's good with you guys. So I get that one. I'm 80. What are you doing, little monkey? So I still look at the pirates go R. Yeah, it just doesn't. I only want 3 hens. Do I have to register them with death row? You don't have to. I don't think with 3 hens. With 3 hens, I don't think you're gonna have to register them. But yeah, I think you're gonna be fine with that. You just get a nice, build a nice secure pen for them. 3 hens are gonna be absolutely, yeah, fine. For a long time, I mean, I just had hens. I never had roosters. But when I did have I had a rooster once, nearly got the asthma, got rid of the rooster, and I've got roosters again after that.
By the way, I joined my local green party.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Who's Death Row Deborah, by the way? Doctor, I feel like a dog. What should I do? There's a joke for you. I feel like a dog. What should I do?
You're calling you a doctor.
What should I do if I feel like a dog?
Stop feeling like a dog.
Stop feeling like a dog. There's your answer. There's the cure. The doctor's giving you the medicine. Sit. Oh no. Oh no. It's gonna be cheesy joke night tonight, eh? Have you got any more? Zaki, have you got any more?
Yeah.
What was that one you said in the garden that time? You said one to me in the garden. I can't remember what you said to me when I was planting.
I'm gonna ask you a different one.
Oh, definitely. Oh, there you go. See, I'm not with it. See, one of the videos not so long ago, it was about 4 or 5 videos back, and Zaki dropped a joke in the middle of the video, and I was like, okay, you're gonna have to work on that joke. Everyone in the comments seemed to get it, and I was like, yeah, I don't get it. Okay? Yeah, I'm fine. What are you doing here then? Why did the banana go to the doctors? There you go. Why did the banana go to the doctors? Because he was peeling, because he wasn't peeling well. He wasn't peeling very well.
I got that one. I get
Deborah. So yeah, you're not gonna have to visually impaired.
I guess it will win.
No, not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. I just don't click onto things very quickly, so you're gonna have to bear with me. That's all. What time should you go to the dentist? 2:30. They're dropping them all in now. The floodgates have opened. Look what you've done. You turned the gardening chat. You turned the gardening chat into cheesy joke chat. What have you done?
Joke chat.
Joke chat. 2:30. You get it? Eh? So Alan, those your Bedfordshire champion seeds have arrived. some chili seeds should be on the way in the next few days. Hopefully tomorrow, and I'll be able to get your letter posted next week. I've got my. I was sorting through my seeds. I thought I had plenty of seeds, but then I realised I haven't got enough carrot seeds, so I ordered some new carrots. What else did we order? We ordered a few different chilies.
Bedford Shire Champion, is that an onion?
We ordered a few. Yes, buddy. Yes, buddy. It is an onion. Yes, Bedford Champion. It is an onion.
Oh, he's
We
an
ordered a few different varieties.
Champion is an onion. Oh.
We ordered a few different types of onions. Stuttgart is one that I normally always grow. We ordered some Spanish white onions. What else? I've got you some chilies.
The key.
What I'm gonna do, Alan, I think, is we'll mix a few different types of chilies into some packs. I'll open some of my I'll open some of my own chilies, and we'll mix them up, and I'll send you a few different ones.
What are you doing, social?
See, what kind of key opens a banana? I don't know.
A banana key.
Onions not germinated yet. Have you got them somewhere a little bit warmer? I'll try and nip over this weekend, bro. If not, I'll post your seeds. Do you want anything sending over? I don't know. I was thinking, Graham. Do you know? Moz isn't here tonight. But what I was hoping was we could trim that big sycamore back this year. And I was thinking of doing a tree trimming party. What do you call the man with the car on his head? Jack?
Car man.
No, Jack. Because Jack lifts the car up. I get that one. I might not do sweet potatoes again this year. They were worth it last year. See, we're doing sweet potatoes this year. I've always struggled getting sweet potatoes growing enough to get a crop off them. I mean, we've got some nice plants before, but they've never turned into actual potatoes. So I'm starting sweet potatoes a little bit early this year.
When it's gonna rain.
It gives an idea. It gives a weather forecast. Yeah.
Oh, weather forecast.
Yeah, mate. I don't need chilies. Well, it's always fun to try a few different ones, isn't it? Eh?
But somebody did it. Papa, I can do this.
You can do this. Okay.
I can do one of them.
Do I watch Self-Sufficient Meat? Yeah, I do. Great guy. Yeah, I do watch his channel. I think Noor's calling you a monkey. She's joking. It's a joke, buddy. It's a joke. Just saying I'll be.
Is somebody called Catio?
So got some eggplant and garlic. Got some not eggplant. Elephant garlic cloves. I can't even read tonight.
Is somebody called Catio Family Farm?
Say hello then. Welcome them when they come in then. If you see them before I do. There you go. There's a hello. I'm also trying to overrun for a few eggplants that did well from last year. Took advice from a video.
I know how to do it, Baba. I know how to do a macaron hello.
What's a macaron hello? What's a macaron?
It's a different sign language.
It's a different sign language. Go on then, show me how a macaron does hello. Okay, so that's hello, and yeah, he's fine. That's how you do.
I taught you how to do it.
There you go. You got taught how to do a macaron. I don't know what a macaron is. You're gonna have to teach me that.
You have to watch on Mr. Tumble.
On Mr. Tumble.
Yeah.
Mr. Tumble.
Mr. Tumble today.
So we've got a few. We've got probably 4 or 5. Excuse me, I'm yawning. Like I'm yawning today. But are you picking your nose on camera? There's hundreds of people going to see this, and you're picking your nose. Oh, monkey boy. So yeah, what I was we've got about 4 or 5 aubergines being overwintered on our windowsills this year. I was gonna just hope, let everything die off this year and not overwinter a single thing. But mum's like, yeah, well that's what we'll do. That's a good plan. Yeah, we'll let everything die this year. We'll start off fresh next year. And yeah, what does she do? She's gone and brought a load of aubergines and a load of chilies into the house and said, yeah, we'll let everything else die off and we'll keep these ones.
I'm like freedom pie.
What's the best thing to put in a pie? Cato Family Farm, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. I'm gonna have a long list of seeds that we need next year. No problem.
Baba.
I'll send the credit card for you. No problem. The thing is, if it helps you, yeah, I've got no issue with it. Have you ever grown global artichokes? I sowed mine last spring, so they'll be in the second season this year. I got some off last year, but not a great deal. Were very nice though. Now, the first year I sowed it, it didn't give me anything.
Baba.
Okay, just
Somebody called Anne.
okay, just hold on a second, buddy. So the first year I sowed it, it didn't give me anything. The second year it gave me 1 or 2.
And
The
there's
third
somebody
year
called
was
Chase.
last year, and it gave me
There's somebody
loads.
called
You
Chase.
say hello to them. You say hello to them. Last year I saw they gave me loads, but all we got was a load of fluff from the middle of them. So it's like, yeah, all we got was a load of fluff from the middle of them, and it's like, well, they're really worth it. They're absolutely amazing looking plants, and I love the artichokes when they flower, and they're fantastic for the beef. So I grow them more just for that rather than anything to eat from them. So do you ever buy any compost, and if so, is there somewhere you would recommend? I've got quite a few pots I want to fill without spending too much on it. So what I do, yes, I do sometimes buy compost. Lidl has some good compost. It's goodish. It's not fantastic. I went to buy some compost because I saw loads of people buying compost at the moment because loads of it was on sale. So have a look around now, in Wix and Homebase and B&Q and stuff like that, and see if you can find something on sale. The other thing is, what I tend to do is I go and I look around the garden centre. Anytime I'm in B&Q or anything like that, I'll just wander around the garden centre and I'll look for ripped bags. And if there's a ripped bag, normally you can get that for half price. So you can get a bargain on just picking up random things like that. So yeah, so that's what I tend to do. But I don't buy loads and loads of compost. So I tend to make a lot of my own compost now. Pretty much a disaster garden 22, so I was very happy to have the beautiful sweet potato greens that were so happy. I think that heat's going to be a consistent thing now. Look, we're into January, and at the moment it's 7 degrees outside when it should be close to freezing. I think we even had 12 degrees a few days ago, and that's not weather for January. It should be freezing cold. So I think our autumns are consistently going to get warmer. They're going to get wetter, just like they're just like they are. They're really wet, and I think our summers are going to get consistently hotter. So I think we need to be starting to think about that in our planting and thinking about that in what we're going to grow going forward. But at the same time, we're not going to be able to grow loads and loads and loads, but loads and loads of tropical plants because we just don't get the daylight in the winter. So even though we might be able to grow stuff as short-lived, as annuals, we might not be able to grow things as perennials because of that daylight issue. Chase, wa alaikum assalam. Liam, hello, walaikum assalam.
There's something called
I'm looking to try growing
Paul.
spices. Is there anything you grow successfully?
Hello,
We're in
Paul.
Wakefield, very similar climate.
Hello,
So
Paul.
spices depends on what you want to grow. So we grow,
Okay, Paul.
we grow
Get
loads
late,
of herbs.
Paul.
You know,
It's
loads.
okay.
There's loads of herbs that you can grow. So thyme, rosemary, lavender. These kind of things grow really easily. We grow, in terms of Asian spices, we grow ginger, we grow turmeric. Cardamom is a plant that someone wanted some advice on recently, but I just don't think it's going to be possible to grow it here in the UK.
Papa,
Same with things like
there's
cinnamon.
somebody
But
called
there's
Dean.
quite a few different kinds of spices that you should be able to get
Hello,
away
Dean.
with, but mainly in the form
Papa,
of
there's
herbs.
somebody called Dean.
Ruwan, or I'm probably mashed your name up. Walaikum assalam. I apologize for that. B&Q is selling cheap seeds are wicked. We had a look the other day, but ours didn't have anything on sale.
When you sticking?
Did you say rip the?
When you sticking? That one.
Don't rip it yourself. Go and find rip bags. You'll get me into trouble. Moz, how are you doing, man? So we were talking about you just a bit ago. So yeah, because I saw your comment that you'd missed the last few weeks,
Don't miss
and I'm
it
glad
all,
you're here.
okay?
And we're gonna plan on doing that tree cutting party. So I think I'm gonna arrange it with you. Find a day when you're free in the next few weeks, and we're gonna get one
There's
done.
somebody called the Malcolm.
Where we got?
Hello,
So
Malcolm.
can I plant potatoes early? Yes, you can if you've got a greenhouse. One of the things that I like to do is in January I always sneak a couple into one bucket and stick it in the greenhouse. And for a lot of people that's way too early. But one or two. So I'll plant a bucket now. I'll plant a bucket early February, and I'll start planting my early potatoes. Cheeky monkey, towards the end of February, early March. So you can, but you just need to keep it protected.
Nearly at the end of the life.
So Dean, how are you doing, boss? Thank you very much for coming in. Hope you're keeping well. So the Malcolms, how are you doing? How's family? Hope you're all good. Thank you. I think you're right. It was warm here last week, all week above 7 degrees, dropping again and snowing at the moment. But warmer, drier means I can try.
Papa, it's my back.
Itch your back. You want me to itch your back in the middle of the live? That's what you want me to do. There you
My
go.
back is itchy.
There you go. So whereabouts are you based, Dan? I prefer to just leave everything till the best time. So, can you recommend the cheapest place to buy potato buckets? They seem very expensive online. So we got ours from. Do you know? We got ours from Oakland. We got ours from Oakland Gardens. So Tony from Simplified Gardening, he does some promotion work for them, and he gets like a discount code every now and then. And I think we got for 30, we got for £30, I think we got 10, something like that. Yeah, I think we got 10 large 30-litre buckets for £30, something like that. But if you're struggling,
monkeys ran to the banana joke.
And if you just don't want to spend money and you don't mind the colour of your buckets, go and see if you can find some Indian restaurants, right? Just 1 second. And these are the buckets I used to use in the old days. I say the old days, but before I started YouTube actually. And they have these ghee buckets, so they're probably about 25-litre ghee buckets. They're pretty big, and I think they'd be perfect for potatoes. So yeah, most Asian restaurants use these kind of ghee buckets, and just go. They'll be throwing them out. They'll have them spare. Go and grab some. Monkey is the answer to the banana joke. What kind of key opens a banana? A monkey. You with it? There you go. See, I'm not with it. I'm not with it.
I get it.
So yeah, absolutely. If you wouldn't mind hitting that like, people, that'd be really good. Yeah, there you go. Di, another one recommending Oakland Garden. So that's the one. Wait, when Tony gets his discount code, Alan just dropped his link as well. So do you process and eat your older hens?
Papa, can I make
The answer, I can't answer that at the moment. Okay. So that yeah, Cato family, I can't answer that at the moment, simply because of the company I'm in. But that, hopefully that should give you the answer. I've got my potato book there. Alan's got his from Auckland. Down in southwest Bristol, we're between 7 and 11 for, yeah. So we're having similar weather up here, and yeah.
I can see you.
New England. Okay. So you're across the pond. Okay. I'm gonna try ginger again this year. Failed last 2 years, but thank you for the turmeric idea. See, we're starting our ginger very soon, actually. So ginger, turmeric's already planted, but ginger's going in very soon. Yeah, I thought it was just me who did that. I took buckets from Indians before. More. Yeah, absolutely. There's some really big buckets.
And it's wet.
First day back at work, Tuesday, I jumped out of
believe
the
that.
truck,
I'm
slipped on ice. Oh man, Mozzie, you alright, man? But not too bad.
Where's Moz? Mozzie.
Oh man, he's hurt himself.
Where Moz?
What's the channel called for the guy with buckets? Simplified gardening. Yeah, Tony from Simplified Gardening. Tony's an absolutely brilliant guy. Karen, I don't think I said hello to you before.
I said it to him.
Oh, but you said no. Karen's a woman.
I said it to her.
Her, yeah. I'm in Lancashire. It's been wet and windy.
There's another Karen.
I think you're sending some of that wind over to us as well. All the hens make a lovely broth as well. I came back after eating my biryani. Good lad. How do you grow ginger? So there's a couple of videos that I've done on it. There's more than a couple of videos I've done on growing ginger. So we basically take the ginger, soak it for a few days just to reactivate it and wash any growth inhibitors off. Then we'll go ahead and sprout that. So we'll take like a Tupperware tub or some kind of plastic container that is going to keep it humid and keep it warm, and then put it in a warm place. So if you've got a heat mat, if not, then on top of a boiler, somewhere like an airing cupboard, somewhere nice and warm. And then from there, once that ginger piece starts to sprout, then cut it up, and then we'll take that and plant it. But there's a couple of demonstration videos on in my playlist.
Baba, I didn't know.
Question for you.
I didn't know I had
Yeah.
glasses.
Do you just want to make a base for the frame, or do you want to concrete the whole thing out? Because I don't understand why people concrete the whole thing out. That's just one thing that I don't quite get. I get putting the concrete in for the frame and then bolting it into that, but I really don't understand why people. I like in both my greenhouses, the earth is, the ground is soil, and I do a lot of growing directly into the ground. Sean, you have a good evening. We'll see you again soon. So
Somebody can't see you.
what's going on? Let's have a look. So you're welcome.
Hello,
I tried ginger and it resulted
you.
to growing fungi.
But somebody can't see you.
If your ginger is starting to grow fungi, you're keeping it way too wet. I don't bounce like when I was young. I had to lay there for.
I
Oh,
see
the thing
you.
is, Moses,
I
Moses,
see
man,
you.
you can't be doing that, man.
Hmm?
CW, how are you doing? Happy New Year to you. Hope you're keeping well.
My hands are going.
I've no idea. So concrete blocks would be good.
Die
Otherwise,
Hamza.
yeah, I think concrete blocks are going to be your best bet. You know,
Nah.
just
Baba,
put a
Hamza
concrete,
said I'm being creepy.
put a concrete foundation in. But if I was, I've got a glass greenhouse that's that I inherited right from the lady who owned it before me. So it was already in
Hamza said
place.
I'm being creepy.
So if I was putting in, don't so if I was going to put a new greenhouse in, what I'd use is I'd put the concrete blocks and I'd build like a little wall. So maybe 2 blocks high. I'd put or if I was going to lay them flat, maybe 3. You know,
Hello.
don't do that.
Sorry.
I'd lay them
I'm not-
3. Come around here.
Yeah, I'm not helping anything.
I'd lay them 3
Baba, I'm not
blocks,
broke anything.
3 blocks high, and I just put a frame around, and then put the greenhouse into that and bolt it in. So just like a brickwork, but I'd keep the inside of the blocks level with or as close to level
I'm not buying your
as
clothes.
as I could with the frame, and that way you can use the inside. You know, put another line of blocks in the greenhouse itself, and then you've made yourself a nice raised bed. So Zaki, are you helping to grow anything this year? We're gonna do your peas tomorrow. We're gonna do your peas soon, aren't we? We'll do your peas tomorrow, I think. Yes. And we'll do your sweet corn in a couple of months. Have you started your hot peppers yet? I'm trying to get a successful ghost pepper this year.
Sweet corn tomorrow.
No, we can't do sweet corn tomorrow. We can do peas, but not sweet corn.
No.
So I start. No, sweet. It's too early for sweet corn. So I started my hot peppers this week. So a couple of days ago, I finally got some of the peppers into the ground. We're going to get more in this weekend. Probably might even do some tonight after I get off this live stream. And then we'll do some more when my next seed order arrives.
Papa, somebody spelled my name right.
Someone spelled your name right. Who spelled your name right?
Liam.
Liam. Yeah. Everyone's spelling your name right now.
But somebody isn't.
In my polytunnel, I built a 3 meter and 1 meter
3 meter.
raised bed on small legs.
3 meter plus 1 meter
and Grace the bottom with an
equals 4 meters.
Bridge to make a 2-foot high raised bed along.
And 2 meters
That's
equals
awesome.
2 meters
2-foot
is
high
4
raised
meters.
bed. That soil's going to last you forever. It's going to be really good.
And
See,
1
one of the
meter
things that we did in our, or we'll be
meter.
doing in both our greenhouses this year, is we dig the soil.
1 meter
This year is a
1
year
meter
for
is
digging
5
the soil,
meter.
and that's just going to help us get
When
a
is
little bit
anybody?
of movement into that soil and reduce any sort of disease buildup that can sometimes happen in greenhouses. If we got some snow, then what I'd be doing is I'd be taking in as much snow into the greenhouse as possible.
Baba, nobody's talking to me.
So I'm still here. I was giving someone a bye bye. People are talking to you. Because my polytunnel is on a.
People aren't.
No, I get yours. I get yours being on a patio, which is why you got a concrete base. But a lot of people they put concrete bases on, and I don't get it. You know, even when they put a concrete base down specifically for the whole of the bottom of the greenhouse when freshly on soil, and that just doesn't quite make sense to me. What could I grow in a polytunnel? That's a massive question. That and my answer would be absolutely everything. Polytunnel is just going to give you it's just going to extend your season so much on either side. So you probably get starting off you might not get a massive jump, so a couple of weeks starting off, but towards the end on established plants as long as it keeps the frost down, you probably get another 6 weeks on your growing season. So that can make a huge difference. So if you like chilies are going to be fantastic in there. Tomatoes, aubergines. I grow hyacinth beans in mine, snake gourds. So I've got loads of stuff growing in there. Growing peas was a fun little thing to do. I want to grow it this year. Peas are fantastic. You love peas, don't you? Fresh off the plant.
Yeah.
I really need a planter. Let's see. Ali, assalamu alaikum. You just got the notification. Glad you managed to join us for even the last little bit though.
Oh, there's somebody calling a cat.
Chili seeds are going leggy. Any recommendations for UV lamp? So I've got a Spider Farmer.
Yes.
I've got a
and
Spider
I
Farmer
go to
lamp.
school.
It's quite a flashy lamp, but most of those LED lamps
I
that
go to
hang off the top,
reception.
most of them are going to be pretty good. Work out the sort of area that you want to cover and get a lamp to fit that within your budget. See, most of the lamps are going to give us the same amount of light, the same type of light. Get a full spectrum one if you can, rather than a red one or a blue one. Try go for a full spectrum one, and then you're worried about giving it red light and then switching it over to blue light or that sort of thing. But just go for one that's within your budget. Spider Farmer, I've had a Mars Hydro. The Mars Hydro lasted a couple of years. It didn't last too long. It seemed like a solid piece of kit, but it just didn't last too long. So we'll see how long the Spider Farmer lasts. The Spider Farmer one feels a lot soft, a lot flimsier, but it lasted last year absolutely fine. So if we can get through this year, it should be okay. Where am I? Does anyone think gardening gloves are actually worth it? What type of gardening gloves? See, my hands are quite bad. So if I didn't have gloves on, my hands would be in a really bad state after I'd finished. So anything that I can get to protect my hands. I use the nitrile covered ones. They probably last me a couple of weeks before I have to change them. The leather ones are pretty good, but they're good, but they're no good because they're really thick and you can't grab anything with them. I've NPK, tons of it. Alhamdulillah. Where'd you get NPK from?
NPK?
So, Dad, you take care, and we'll see you again soon. Michelle, Happy New Year. Nearly finished my garlic achar. Oh, so you're loving that then. Fantastic. Oh, that's what I like to hear. Is Zaki going to school? He's in year 1, aren't you?
No,
reception. He's in reception, not year 1. There you go. Silly Baba is growing okra hard. Some Bengali aunties I know are scaring me a lot. Okra can be hard. I had a fantastic crop of okra about 4 years ago. Really did well. The first year I got my greenhouse? It was absolutely amazing. And then after that, every year, it's just not done well. I've struggled with getting the plants not germinated, but getting them past seedling stage to maturity. So it can be quite hard, but if you get it right, then yeah. Can you grow potatoes in buckets indoors under light? See, I don't think you need to grow them under lights. I don't think you need to grow potatoes under lights at all. You grow them in buckets indoors, get them started off, and if you think they're getting too leggy, just chop the foliage back. They'll just put on more foliage, and they'll put on more. They'll just keep growing. Yeah, it might not be what you're hearing from me. Might not be something that most sort of mainstream gardeners would recommend. Okay, just take it a second. Most of the conventional gardeners might say that chopping the foliage back will stunt the potatoes and stuff like that. But if you're growing early potatoes, what you're trying to go for is something that's quick to mature, quick to harvest, something that's convenient. So you're not going for massive potatoes, you're just going for a decent crop of, even mini potatoes, new potatoes. So chopping the foliage back, I don't think is a big issue. From that Gromo company, Graham, was N nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. I don't use Gromo and stuff like that. We stay away. We generally stay away from those kind of things. So I'll sort you some leather gloves like mine. I'd like to see leather gloves if you're talking like that, because I know the big riggers gloves, right? But they're just too, they're big and they're hard to, grip stuff. They're fantastic for, protecting your hands, but they're just not very good at grabbing stuff. Karen, you take care.
Are you not watching the video when you do your live?
Why am I not watching the video? Because I'm talking. I'm talking and I'm answering the questions.
I need to answer the questions.
I got tiny potatoes last year. Putting Kimalu sounds nice. Not sure, but just search eBay. They'll come up. Full spectrum grow lights. It has 4 arms on it. See the 4 arms one, like on a stand. I've seen a lot of people get that sort of thing. Now, for a small number of plants, that'll be okay. But if you wanted to cover like a large area and you had a specific place that you could actually put your grow lights in, like I use my wife's shoe cupboard, so a hanging set of lights would be really good for that situation. So if they go leggy, can you repot them deeper? There's a video I did last year around potting up chilies. So you can pot them up deeper, but not too deep. Okay, what you want to get that sweet spot with them. With chilies, you'll notice the shade on the stem. So anything that's very green, if you pot that up, it's going to just rot and die. So you want the tougher bit of the stem buried. There's a good demonstration in a video that I did last year on potting up chilies. Have a look in that, and you can see exactly what I'm talking about with pictures. I put potatoes in a feed sack inside. Can you just keep adding soil on top until you run out of room, and then chop the tops when they get too tall? Yeah, I don't see why not. See, I wouldn't just keep putting soil on top. I'd just put all the soil on at one time. Unless they're indeterminate potatoes, they're not gonna sprout at multiple levels. And when you're growing it in a feed sack, I don't think feed sacks are that big, unless you're talking a huge 50-kilo one or something. I think they're about a 20-kilo bag. Now, if that sort of size, that'd hold about 20-30 liters maximum. If that, but probably about 20 liters. And if it's holding about 20 liters of soil, just fill it all up in one go. That's what I'd do. I use 2 arms on one shelf and one on the one below. What chili would you suggest a person who hasn't had much luck so far? Is there any difference in the difficulty in growing specific species? Depends on how hot you want to go. So the hotter the chili, generally the harder they are. So your Carolina Reapers, your Morugas, your Nagas, these can be quite hard. Habaneros will germinate quite easily. Jalapenos will germinate quite easily. Hungarian hot wax, really productive, really easy to grow. If you want something really easy to grow outside as well and really in a tight space, go for some of the patio varieties. So Basket of Fire is a really good variety. Bishop's Crown is okay. It's quite easy to grow, but it's got the sort of taste of a Scotch bonnet, but without the heat. Scotch bonnets yeah, they're a little bit. They'd be a little bit harder than habaneros. So yeah, generally the hotter the chili, the harder it is, and the more equipment you're going to need, like heat lamps, heat mats, and grow lamps. Lemon drop. So lemon drop. See, I googled lemon drop, right? And
So you don't
lemon drop
get the chili on your hand.
and lemon drop are what we were calling Aji lemons before. So yeah, they're really productive. We That's one that, and they've got a really citrusy flavor as well. Some of them they're quite spicy, but they're really citrusy. So they're not extreme kind of heat, but they're quite different. Uh, the hottest Carolina Reapers. They're hot, but I don't think they've got much of a taste to them. They don't taste fantastic. Um, Last year I used Sansi 36 watt full spectrum LED. It worked really well. A Sansi 36 watt. Let's have a look at a Sansi 36 watt. Okay, okay. That's just like a standard. That's just like a standard light bulb you could fit into a. Yeah, you could. That looks like a standard light bulb that you can fit into a normal light fitting, a school light fitting. So that might be a good idea. So how small would you pot fully grown pepper plants? I don't want to use every very large pots. So what I tend to do, okay, again, it's not the way that people will conventionally grow. So I'll leave most of my chili plants in a single pot. The ones that I'm keeping for myself, I keep in a single pot. Grow them to about 4 or 5 inches tall before I'll even move them and separate them out. Let them all grow up in there, and then split them out after that, and then put them into maybe a 2 inch, 3 inch pot. The problem with the small pots is because they're small and they don't hold a lot of soil. They dry out too fast, and they just don't give you that root development. But one of the things that I do when I'm growing plants for sale, we sell quite a lot of chili plants in March, April time. So one of the things that I'll do with them is I'll take my chili plants and stop it. I'll take my chili plants when they're quite small, maybe 3 inches tall, and I'll use like a seedling tray. Do you know the multi-cell tray? And I'll just pop them in there and allow them to form their roots before I send them out to people. Yeah, in a few minutes. I have 15 pounds of potatoes. That's growing, guys. I don't want them to go bad before I get to plant them. So another trick that my mum likes to do is, do you know what? When I'm struggling to get potatoes planted, but this will buy you a couple of weeks, not months. Okay, so what she'll do is she'll stick all the potatoes prepared for planting, and she'll just put them in either a bucket or in a tray of soil. The tray is better because it's not as deep and they don't get as tangled up, or bucket works just as well. They just get a little bit messier in terms of when you're trying to split them out, and the potatoes start growing in that little bit of soil. So instead of planting a potato, you're actually going and planting a full plant. So it just buys you a couple of weeks rather than having to struggle and let potatoes go bad. So that's a little trick that my mum that comes from my mum. Should cane be easy to grow? I've struggled with them. Cane, I think that I don't think canes are difficult to grow. I've actually just ordered some cane seeds. I haven't grown them. I didn't grow them last year. I grew them a few years ago. Really good cropper, and they do quite well. Cane, I don't think canes are massively difficult to grow. Do I post plants? Yes, I do. just keep an eye out. I'll put some posts up around March, April time. It's not like a professional packaged in plastic and all that sort of thing, but the plant will get to you safe and you'll be able to pot it up and get it to grow on. Ian, how are you doing? So Ian, you've come in just as I'm about to sign in, mate. We're just about wrapping up. We've just been on for an hour and a half. But yeah, I'm gonna call it a night here. I want to grow a few. See, Bangla Hodu plants are going to be difficult to ship out just because of the size of them. Chili plants are easy because they're easy to package. With Hodus, they get quite difficult to package. So I don't post them. If someone wanted them, then we'd sort something out. But yeah, I wouldn't post them. Yeah, maybe one day if we ever get a nursery set up and we get a proper nursery and go full on, then one day we'll get onto that. But yeah, at the moment we just can't do it. But guys, thanks for coming in and joining us, having a good chill out with us. Zaki's had a good time, and thanks for all the lame jokes. Really appreciate it. So yeah, they were cool. They were cool jokes. You should start a campaign to make a nursery, inshallah, one day. But on that note, I'm going to call it a night, and I'll see you again next week, same time, 8 o'clock ish. Other than that, I'll have a video out on Friday, Sunday. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
I'll head you.